This, I don't think I want to live here anymore. I don't want to have nothing to do with what's going on out here in the United States. I get up every morning, I go to work, I worry about running into one of these rogue, these ICE agents who doesn't seem to care about people who get up every day just to go to work, so to make money for their families, not knowing what this individual might be going through in his or her personal life. All they care about is, it's just scary. And yeah, um, I don't know if Michelle, I believe, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but it's terrifying. I'm not a scary guy by any means. I grew up, in the streets of Chicago. I've been around a lot of bad stuff, but this right here is on another level. And the hard thing of Michaela, okay, the hard thing about this is I have to get up and go to work. Earlier today, I got woken up. I mean, I'm sick, and I got woken up by screaming, yelling, because I live in Minneapolis. So I see a lot of it. And they were on my block. The people in this building were running to the front because we heard, people, beeping their horns and screaming. So I had to go out there. Yeah, it was ICE agents like on the block riding through, and they were blocked in by a lot of people that live on the block and people that were coming and going. And it's terrifying because I live alone, and you never know when these ICE agents are going to start just breaking into people's buildings, like their apartment buildings. And it's crazy how if you don't know your rights, they can care less. Even if you tell them about, if you say, I know my rights, I know what I can and can't say, I know what I can and can't reveal as far as identification and stuff like that. And they don't seem to care. Oh, Josh. Oh, okay. You from TikTok? Okay. What's going on, guys? Chosen. It's good to see you on here. Well, not see you. Here, you know what I meant to say. I just decided to go live on my because I had to talk about this. If I don't go to work, I don't pay my bills. If I don't go to work, I don't support my family. You know, family that I have, and so many places closing up now. Oh, I know exactly what I can say. Believe me, I know my rights. That's the part I'm not worried about. But you also gonna come across these rogue ICE agents who don't care. They don't care. I heard they even arrested people who showed proper identification. They still arrested them just to be arrested them, and then taking them off and dropping them off in other towns and stuff like that. Like it's crazy what these agents are doing and what they are allowed to do. It doesn't feel like USA anymore. I don't know what's going on. I kind of miss being young. I miss the 90s. I miss, 80s, 90s. This is just complete craziness. It's getting close. It seems like it's getting closer and closer to a civil war. And if we don't stop this, that's exactly what's going to happen. No one is going to want to go to work. I don't even feel safe when my daughter goes to school now. I don't feel safe with my other kids that's out there, that's, with their families going to work and doing what they got to do. I feel afraid for a lot of people now because you just never know. It's complete chaos that we have to, it's come to this. And they just allowing it. I don't understand the mayor. The mayor has a lot of authority. Get they asses up out of here. Sooner or later, people are going to come together because there's way more people, civilians, than it is ICE agents. And that's what they don't understand. If everyone decided to come together and get tired of this, they would run ICE agents up out of here. If they didn't care about getting, locked up or shot at or things like that, sooner or later, everyone is going to get fed up and tired. And if everyone decides to come together, I mean everyone, and just take control, it's going to be chaos out here. And that's something that I don't want because of the, it's just scary. And think about these kids going to school. I really don't even want my kid to go to school. I don't. Even by me talking about this right now, I'm probably being watched. Anyone I think mentions ICE is probably getting watched. They're probably hacking into my stuff right now, listening to everything I say. Probably getting my address right now, just in case I say something crazy. And I'm just a guy that works every day, that lives alone, and that's worried. I really don't want to go to work. I don't want to get up, get dressed, drive, and go to work. I really don't. I don't understand how it has come to this. And the hard thing about this is that I voted, I voted for Trump, not because of, I just thought he can make change. I didn't think it was going to come to this. And now I regret it. At least I can admit that I regret it. I just thought he was different. He didn't really care about, he's not a true politician. He didn't care about politics and stuff like that. He just looked at he looked at things from like in a perspective as far as like the way we look at things. And I don't do politics neither, but I had to vote for somebody, and I just thought it would have been different. This world, it's just getting worse. Well, United States, it's just getting worse and worse and worse by the day. It just doesn't feel like USA anymore. It doesn't. It just do not feel like we're free. It doesn't feel like we're free anymore. And it's just going to get worse with these ICE agents. I don't even think it's going to end no time soon. Immigrants, illegal immigrants, it's not even about that anymore. I mean, it still is, but they're taking it to another level now. They're standing there all tough with their pepper sprays, with their gases, with their weapons. And they actually think regular civilians can't get a hold of that stuff. People are afraid to get arrested. People are afraid. That's the reason they don't fight back. Because of the badge, because of the guns. That's the reason people don't fight back. But I can tell you this, if them ICE agents did not have none of that stuff, the badges, the guns, they won't put fear into anyone. Yeah, restaurants are closing down. I heard a couple of schools closed down. In the metro areas. I mean, it's going to be a lot more businesses because, a majority of these businesses are probably owned by people that's here illegally. I mean, it's just the truth. It is. So they're closing their businesses. So, they're being smart about it, I guess. But what I've been hearing about how they just approach people in their cars, like if you know your rights, then you don't have to show anything to an ICE agent. But if you don't, it's just going to lead to stuff that, you're going to end up on the news. So either when you get approached by an ICE agent, you have to think, do I want to I know my rights, but do I want to stick with that, or do I just want to do what they say? Because I heard, you can let them know if they're not trying to detain you, if they don't have proper calls, you don't have to show them anything. But they have to have a reason to detain you. But if they don't detain you, and you don't have to show them anything, you don't have to get out your vehicle, you don't have to show them anything. If you haven't done nothing illegally, like if you're just going about your day, yeah, you have a right to not show them your ID, your driver's license, your state ID. You don't have to show them. But some of them take that as an disrespecting them, and they go as far as pulling you out your car, slamming you on the ground, things like that. And what I'm not understanding with these police officers, they just sit around. I mean, I watch videos where ICE agents are getting in police officer faces. I'm like, are you serious? I couldn't be no cop. You think I'm gonna allow ICE agents to get up in my face? Nah, I don't think so. But I'm going. But mainly, I went on here because I'm afraid to even leave, because I don't want to get into it with these guys. I know my temper. But my job is, very important because I work at a senior living facility, and I'm in charge of people's lives, making sure that their lives are well taken care of. But even even with that, I don't want to go to work. I've been sitting here. I was on TikTok. I posted up a few things. I've been sick the last 2 days, so I took off work today. I've been in my apartment all day today. I had the little white bump that grew on your eyelid, and I've had other symptoms, but I'm getting better now. But my whole entire eye was swollen, like it was bad at work. It was bad yesterday. So I was told by my boss that I need to take a day and see how things turn out. But it's getting better now. I mean, no, it was so bad. I actually got pictures that I was gonna post up, but I decided not to. I'm just afraid for, I heard they're starting to go in schools now. Like, come on now. I know y'all probably searching for people, but now you're going up in schools where you have innocent children just to find someone. One person, maybe two people. You can't wait for school to be out, for these kids to be on their buses and gone and away from all of that. They're going inside of businesses. You got security guards stepping up to them. I just watched a video about a security guard. I think it was at McDonald's or Burger King. Yeah, stood up to the ICE agents. They wouldn't allow them behind the counter. I don't know if I would take it that far and do that and risk my life for someone else that I really don't know. I don't think I will, because I know I have to watch. I have to be here for my family, for myself. But like my job, I would not allow them to go in. I would not open them door. Like seniors, no. It's just scary. It's scary. We already got to worry about, the gangbangers, the people out here that's committing all these crimes. Now we have to worry about ICE agents. We have to worry about the cops, the dirty cops. Now it's just crazy what we have to deal with. We go to work every day, pay our taxes, and we have to deal with these dirty cops, now these ICE agents. And then the people, the regular civilians out here who's committing crimes. You got to worry about them as well. I actually want to leave the US. Just go. Just leave everything behind and just go. I was gonna go live on TikTok about this, but I know how sensitive they are. I don't even know if they allow you to talk about it. You know how they are. You can't really talk about anything on there. That's the reason I decided to go live on my YouTube channel. I might still consider going live on there. I just don't want to get banned. I seriously do not want to go to work. You can see it all in my eyes. I'm actually being so honest and sincere, like about how I feel right now. To be honest, I think the higher ups at all these jobs, I think they should come up with some type of way to pay certain employees who don't want to go to work based off what's happening out here with ICE agents. I know if I was a major CEO, I would come up with something to where I'm going to pay these people for not showing up for work. If they just don't feel like they want to be out there, I would pay these people. I would get them a certain, a little time away from their jobs, especially the ones that's taking care of their families. It's like, once again, it's not about being scared. I'm not scared of these motherfucking ICE agents. I'm scared about what would happen if I end up, coming face to face with one of them. That's what I'm worried about. It ain't about being, scared to go out. It's scared what can happen if I come face to face with these jerks. For real. Think about it every day when I leave from work. Is this gonna be the day? Is this gonna be the day that I get pulled over by one of these motherfuckers? Is this gonna be the day? Why I end up on the news? And I think a lot of people feel this way. Thought it would have been a lot more people that jump on when they see that I'm talking about this. But I guess a lot of people is feeling like I'm feeling, scared to even talk about it. I'm not scared to talk about it by any means. I'm not afraid of that. Like I said, I know this can be being, this they can be watching this right now. They can be looking up my address right now. And I'm cool with that because I know I have the right to do this. What did you ask me? I feel it's utterly important that I carry birth certificates. Yes, definitely carry some type of form, something. Yes, Social Security card, birth certificate, something to prove that you are a U.S. citizen. Yes, I do that now. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I heard about yeah kids walking out of school because of what's going on, trying to show their support for the cause and stuff like that. Yeah, I just think that's dangerous. I think kids need to stay in kids' place and not worry. They already got to worry about what we as adults got to go through, but I don't think kids should be doing that because these ICE agents don't care. I know they're trying to be there for the cause, but I don't think kids should be doing that. That's our jobs. That's the adults. That's the parents, not kids. I think no, I don't think that's a good thing that kids are doing that. It's scary that they're out there doing that. Like I don't know if you live alone, but I live alone, and every time I lay down, the first thing come across my mind when I'm getting ready to close my eyes and fall asleep is, hope I don't get woken up to these ICE agents in my apartment building knocking on people's doors. Yeah, make sure you keep letting them know that. Yeah, they don't need to be doing that. Kids, they don't look at it the way we look at it because we know what can happen. Kids just being kids, they think it's cool and all that type of stuff. They don't understand the severity of it, like what can truly happen doing that type of stuff. We do. What 2026 is not starting off good. New year, new year, my ass. When it comes to all this new year resolution and we starting the new year off, man, it has not been good because of these ICE agents. I mean, they're everywhere in Minneapolis. I didn't even know they had a headquarters out here. I'm like, what? They even got a fucking base of operations? Well, I know you're terrified. All I can say is, everyone out there, people that's jumping in, just make sure you know your rights. You always keep some form of identification on you. And I know I think I'm gonna be talking to the head ups about how I feel tomorrow. Yeah, lock it all. We're about to be cold. It's about to be cold out here too. I heard it's about to get really, really cold out here. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot going on. You got the Bears game this weekend. It's about to get really cold. You got these ICE agents. It's gonna be a busy weekend. Busy week going into the weekend. I said Bears. I'm a Bears fan, so the reason I brought that up. I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. Yeah, they will do something like that. If you are over here legally, they don't care. They don't care who you are with. I heard they don't care. A lot of people that I know who's from Minnesota, they're against me on that one. But I told them I'm a Chicagoan. I'm not from Minnesota. But yeah, the ICE agents don't care. They don't care who you with, where you're at. They're gonna get you. Period. Who you around. You could be at church. They don't care. You could be in a fucking delivery room with your wife while she's delivering her baby. If you are over here legally, they will come up in there and snatch you out of there if they are able to get up in there. But I highly doubt if they can get into the hospitals because of the security guards up in there. Yeah, that's how far they will go. It can be an infant, it can be a parent and an infant in a house. They will break up in that house and grab that parent and leave that infant up in there. That's how crazy they are. And they keep their face covered up. That's another thing. That's like an act of terrorism when you keep your face covered up. I never understood that part. If you so tough, why you got your face covered? And I heard a lot of them are like ex-cops, people, cops that were fired, or ex-military people that were dishonorably discharged. They're able to be ICE agents. When I heard about that, I'm like, what? So they're allowing these people that were fired as cops, fired as in the military, dishonorably discharged in the military, they're able to be ICE agents. They'll do something like that. I won't put it against them, past them. I'm pretty sure they would do something like that just to get to their man or their woman. That's why I'm not asleep now. It's hard to go to sleep, especially what I heard this morning. Like when they were on my block, I'm like, oh shit, here we go, here we go. Well, I'm ready to get on off of here. I'm gonna try to jump on TikTok and see if I'm able to go live on there. So I hope I catch you on there. I'm gonna try it. All right. I'll see you on there.